What if female Deku had Steven Universe's abilities as a quirk, part 1, and female Deku, or who I will call Izumi, will have Steven Universe's abilities plus more. So we now get to Izumi's birth, and when Izumi was born, she had a pink gem on her stomach, obviously, and the doctors were confused, but just thought of it as a mutation quirk, as they gave a baby Izumi to Inko, as Inko holds Izumi, saying that Izumi was her everything. Cringe. And we now time skip to a 1-year-old Izumi on the bed while Inko was talking on the phone with someone else, as baby Izumi fell from the bed, and once she hit the ground, she poof trauma. And as Inko finally cutted the call, she started to look around the bed to find baby Izumi, but could not find her. And Inko would look around for 20 minutes, getting worried as she looked at the ground, seeing the pink gem, and as she was about to pick it up, the pink gem glowed as baby Izumi comes back, and Inko was confused and extremely shocked as she breathed a sigh of relief as she took baby Izumi to the Quirk doctor as she explained what had happened to them, and after that the Quirk doctor did a few tests on Izumi as they came to the conclusion that the pink gem on Izumi is basically a recovery zone when Izumi's body is really damaged, and also that the process of recovery is harmless. As we now time skip to a 4-year-old Izumi telling this story to her friends, a yet-to-be arrogant Bakugo and others, and they were very shocked at this story as Bakugo said, well, but no, let me rephrase that. And Bakugo said, well, if that is possible, then well, what, why? Okay, let me say it again. Bakugo said, well, if that is possible, Izumi, then what other things can you do with that gem on your stomach? And Izumi thought about it for a while and said, well, let me try. And after Izumi said that, she told them to get a bit far away as she will try to focus, and so they all did. As Izumi started to focus, but nothing happened, as Bakugo said, focus harder, Izumi! And after Izumi heard that, she focused even more, thinking about her being a tall, independent woman. No, that's the wrong thing that I have to say. Tall, independent, and beautiful and cute woman, I guess. As Izumi opened her eyes, she looked at Bakugo and her other friends, who have a shocked expression as Izumi looked at them, saying, I'm so bad at voice acting. Okay, Izumi said, why are you so shocked? And after Izumi said that, Bakugo and the other boys started as one of the girls gave Izumi a mirror. As Izumi looked in the mirror as she saw a beautiful, perfect, featureless woman. As Izumi said, whoa, I look like this guy. Let's go tell our parents right now. And tell them this now, now, now. And after Izumi said that, they all followed her to where all their parents were. As Izumi says, hey, mom! As the other parents and Inko looked at the now more adult Izumi and they were shocked a lot and asked what had happened to Izumi. As Izumi and the other kids explained their best ability to what had happened here, and Inko asked if Izumi can turn back to normal, and Izumi thought about it hard as her body glowed pink as she turned back into her 4-year-old kid self. As Inko breathed a sigh of relief, not wanting to let her baby already be an adult, and the other parents chuckled as they made even a joke about it. As we now time skip to a few years later and to Izumi and Bakugo, dog walking on everyone in class in dodgeball, and Izumi always made sure to make her body taller than Bakugo just to annoy him. And in these years, Bakugo got slightly calmer while Izumi's confidence got even higher, and both of them started training at age 10 together every day, and Bakugo would be at least 1.5 to 3 times stronger, and Izumi would figure out more of her abilities, which are Healing Kiss, Pink Diamond Barrier slash Manipulation, something manipulation, whatever the fuck that is, and Levitation because on that one episode Stephen actually flew. Levitation, that's a good one. And Shapeshifting because we already saw that, and there was literally an entire episode on how to do it, maybe probably. And Emotion Sensing because if you remember correctly, I don't really know why I put Emotion Sensing there, but I'm just putting it there because like at the last part of at basically when who was it again? When who was it? Yeah, when White Diamond was getting basically defeated by Pink, no, not Pink. When White Diamond was getting defeated by Steven, White Diamond, I'm going to guess Steven somehow, basically Steven is overly emotional, which I'm adding, and the fact that he can also talk to people good, I guess, and that's all for now. And also, I would prefer to say the fact that she would also have a sound ability as well, like she can scream a lot because you know how Pink Steven, like the holograph Pink Steven was there at when, fuck this shit, I'm just doing it. And that's all for now as we now get to Izumi and Bakugo at age 15 in the school as the teacher told them about the career aptitude test and everyone groaned after hearing that, as the teacher said, "But I know you all want to be heroes." And after he said that, everyone started using their core, as he told them to all stop, and they stopped. As he said that two students from this school are actually planning to go to UA, and they are Katsuki Bakugo and Izumi Midoriya, and everyone nodded because Bakugo every day says that he will go to NBA and be the number one hero, become the number one hero. As the class finally ended, Bakugo asked Izumi if she wanted to train, and Izumi said no, sharing that she had some things to do, and Bakugo nodded as he left, and after a bit, Izumi also left, going home and talking and taking a shortcut under the bridge as the sludge villain came out of the sewer saying, "Hey kid, I need your body." And after the sludge villain said that, he lunged at Izumi, and Izumi confidently sidestepped as she created a separated dome around the sludge villain, as then she closed her hand, and as the sludge villain got trapped, and Izumi wondered what to do with him right now, as All Might came out of the sewer saying, "I am here." This is probably my best voice acting part yet. And after he said that, he looked at Izumi and the trapped sludge villain as he said, "Young lady, did you do that?" And Izumi responded to a yes. As All Might knocked out the sludge villain while Izumi took the barrier out, and All Might put the sludge villain in a jar as he thanked Izumi and gave her an autograph. As he was about to leave, Izumi said, "Hey, All Might, just wanted to say that get ready to be the number two hero because someone is coming for your title, and it's not going to be me either way." And after Izumi said that, All Might smirked, saying, "Well, I will see it, young lady." And after All Might said that, he left. As Izumi started to walk back home, she heard a commotion and went there and she saw a villain attack. Like, this is 30 minutes after All Might and Izumi was done talking, and the heroes were unable to fight a villain because the villain had a hostage. And after Izumi heard that, she got in the front, seeing the sludge villain again with an in-case/trap Bakugo. And after Izumi saw that, she quickly went in the front, not listening to the heroes, as she activated her pink barrier ability from her whatever quirk, Steven quirk. I'm just going to call it Steven quirk, from her Steven quirk, and encasing the sludge villain and Bakugo, as she separated them easily due to her high control of her barrier quirk of her Steven quirk. As she finally separated Bakugo from the sludge villain, she trapped the sludge villain in a pink box, as she went to Bakugo, giving him a kiss on the cheek. Oh god. Saying that makes me feel like I'm about to cry. Okay, so she gave him a kiss in front of the crowd. But Bakugo got healed as Izumi said, "Wake up before I beat some sense into you, Bakugo." And after Izumi said that, Bakugo's eyes widened as he coughed up the sludge in his mouth. As he said, "No, you did not have to save me. I could." Let me rephrase that again. As Bakugo said, "You did not have to save me. I could handle it myself." And after Izumi heard that, she said, "Sorry for not letting you die." And after Izumi said that, the heroes quickly captured the detained sludge villain, as they also scolded Izumi for doing something so reckless, and Izumi ignored them as she said dramatically, "I just did your job better than you." No, let me rephrase that. Izumi said, "I just did your job better than you." Okay, that sounds like, why the fuck does that sound gay as fuck? Okay, let me rephrase it again. Izumi dramatically said, "I just did your job for you, so shut up." And after Izumi said that, she left back home, and this time All Might never found her because Izumi had left home very quick. And we now start the 10 months time skip, and Bakugo and Izumi trained together and got stronger, but they did not gain anything new as we start the UA entrance exam. Like, they trained a lot and learned many things, but like, they didn't gain anything, just got stronger, that's it. As we start the UA entrance exam, and both Bakugo and Izumi passed the written exam, and when the robot portion started, Izumi just destroyed 75 different robots, getting a total of 120 points. And when Ochako was about to get crushed, Izumi, via creating a pink barrier around Ochako, saved her, while Izumi destroyed the zero-pointer with a lot of effort. As Izumi got to Ochako while taking the barrier away, saying, "Hey, you are right or not?" And Ochako said, "No, I can't move my legs." And after Ochako said that, Izumi said, "Well, don't be weirded out by this. This is just how my quirk works." And after Izumi said that, she gave Ochako a kiss on the cheek, and Ochako blushed while her legs were healed. As Ochako said, "My legs are healed, but how?" And Izumi said, "Healing cliff, sweetie. And goodbye, I guess, pretty mirror." And after Izumi said that, she was about to leave until Ochako asked for Izumi's name, and Izumi said, "The name is Izumi Midoriya, and yours is?" And after Izumi said that, Ochako said, "It's Ochako Uraraka, and thank you." And after Ochako said that, Izumi had said goodbye while leaving. As we now transfer to Izumi, now jump cut to Izumi at home on the phone and on video call with Bakugo and getting the letters from UA High and opening it and the relator has told that basically holographing bullshit. I'm not saying how that even works. Telling them that they both tied at 180 points in the robot portion. And after Bakugo heard that, he said, don't think I'm weak because I was don't let me rephrase it again. I'm so bad at voice acting. Okay, and Bakugo after hearing that said, don't think I'm weak. I'm going easy on those robots. And Izumi chuckling said, me too, Bakugo. And after the conversation had ended, they both came with their families to celebrate because of the fact that Izumi and Bakugo were accepted into UA. And this is where we end What If Female Deku Had Steven Universe's abilities as a quirk. And like and subscribe, fuck. I had made this What If in school, and I hate school, and I'm also having the fact that I have to work school. Well, this is where we end, and part 2 will be in 2 days if we get 50 views, I guess, and 1 like.